Negative thinking is something that we want to get rid of. We don't want to have these negative thoughts in our heads. But also, are you aware of them? I know when I started doing this spiritual journey, I wasn't even aware of them. I wasn't even aware of how badly I spoke to myself in my head. It would just become second nature to me. And awareness, this is why awareness is always the first thing when it comes to this stuff, because I started to become aware. I started to notice. I started to really listen in and go, how am I speaking to myself? What am I saying to myself in my head? And when I started to notice that, I was like, oh, what? I couldn't believe how badly I was talking to myself. I couldn't believe the things I was saying. I thought, wow, I would never say this to a friend. I would never speak as badly as I am to myself, just, saying just horrible things, even in a jokey way, which is also something that you shouldn't do. Even if you're like, oh, I used to be like, oh God, you're so stupid, you're so silly, like in a jokey voice. But your mind doesn't know the difference. So basically what's happening is when you're having these negative thoughts, and we do have, I think it's 95% negative thoughts, and 80, is it 85? I can't remember. 80 something percent is repeated thoughts. So those thoughts in our minds are getting embedded into our brains, and they're just coming up daily. They're coming up every single day. We're getting the same thing because those neural pathways are being worked. So we start to believe them. We start to believe these negative thoughts that are running around in our heads. And if we start to believe them, then we'll start to behave in ways that reflect that. So it's this kind of vicious cycle then of, oh, I think I'm stupid, and then it gets you down. So when then something does go wrong, which is okay, we're human, we're gonna make mistakes. But when something does go wrong, that then comes up of, oh, yeah, well, this is just, fulfilling that, yes, I am stupid, you've made this mistake. Instead of going, okay, I made that mistake, I'm a human being. We make mistakes and that's okay. You are learning and growing and it's all fine. But awareness is always the first step with all this, with a lot of this stuff, to be fair. But negative thinking is something that once you start to become aware of, you'll probably realize how badly you talk to yourself and be quite shocked. I think I was quite shocked when I realized. But once you're aware of it, then you can start to shift it. And just notice it. See what things are coming up. Maybe write it down and go, is this true? That's a good thing to ask yourself. Is this negative thought really true? And what evidence do I have to back that up? Do I have any evidence? Sometimes, probably not. I would say often, probably this isn't the case. It's just something that we've just believed because we've told ourselves for so long. And this is why this stuff can be changed. And the brain is an amazing, amazing tool that we have. Back in the day, we used to think that our brains were like, once we got to a certain age, that was it. That was it. That was who we are. We couldn't change anything. Nothing was going to be different. Can't teach old dog new tricks sort of thing. But now they've learned about neuroplasticity, which is basically the brain can make new neural pathways, and it can diminish ones that we've used a lot in the past. So we can shift to a more positive outlook. Doesn't mean we're getting rid of the negative stuff completely. That's never going to happen, and that's fine. But it's how we respond to that negative stuff that matters. Thank you.